I think many people get the impression that you can get a giant e-bike catalog from overseas, pick out a model you want, order it, and it'll be here next month. But unfortunately, it's nothing like that at all. How long does it actually take to have an electric bike manufactured overseas and sent over to the United States? By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what's involved in the entire process. When I'm on the phone with customers or emailing people back and forth, often they have questions about how do the e-bikes get to them, and of course in turn that leads to how do they get to us? Are the e-bikes being somehow shipped directly from China to a customer? Are they coming to a warehouse somewhere here in the US? Obviously that's right here. Can they buy a bike online and have it here next week, next month, next year? With everything that happened last year, factories being completely shut down for months and then running at partial capacity, maybe even till this day, the lead times have gotten extremely long. Personally, I have been ordering certain components about a year in advance. And 1 year from that order date, I might get the part to my assembler who's gonna take a whole collection of parts and assemble a complete electric bike for me. And then those bikes have to ship from overseas to me, they have to go through customs. Long story short is that means that 1 year lead time on components could be a year and 6 months to actually get the bike to you. Now I wanted to share a little bit more information to the members on the channel. So for them, I'm gonna tell you, here are the parts that I've actually pre-ordered for certain models of bikes. I've ordered literally...
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
I've also pre-ordered... Now, I would love to oversee the production process overseas myself. Unfortunately, due to current travel restrictions, that's not something that's possible. Once the bikes are complete, it's time to arrange shipping. Actually, that's not really true, because if you arrange shipping when the bikes are complete, you're probably gonna get delayed by a month or two beyond that. So you actually need to arrange shipping before the bikes are even done to ensure that you can get them onto a boat. Containers have actually been in short supply. So to ensure some of our shipments, we've actually purchased the actual shipping container and had that sent over with the bikes in it. It just increases our chances of success and cuts down our lead time a little bit more. These container ships are massive. The largest on the water right now can hold up to 22,000 20-foot containers. That's just mind-boggling how much product that is on a single boat. So assuming we have a container lined up, we have a spot on the boat, and we can get it loaded overseas, then it's time to just sit back and wait. Because realistically, it takes about a month for a boat to travel from China around the world over to the west coast of California. In many years past, LA was a bigger port with more traffic. It meant better prices. It was more competitive. But today, that is not the case at all. In fact, containers are so backed up. There's literally miles of container ships lined up waiting to be unloaded, sometimes for weeks. Even if the cost is higher, we're gonna send our containers to Oakland to get them here as fast as we can. Once the container is unloaded from the boat at the port, then a truck needs to actually be arranged to go pick up that container and bring it to our facility here in Grass Valley, California. Now, you might think that when you are dealing with this much product, literally 120, maybe 170 bikes, depending on which model they are, in a single shipping container, that we have some heavy-duty equipment like forklifts and pallet jacks and things to get all of the bikes out. And that's partially true. You see, there's a little hitch in that process. The bikes are not on pallets. They're not in nice, easy-to-lift crates. They are what you call floor stacked. And the reason for doing this is twofold. One, It allows you to get more bikes into a single container, therefore cutting your shipping costs down. And 2, shipping pallets overseas can actually be a little bit tricky because there are restrictions and regulations on wooden pallets, plastic pallets. Are they fumigated? Are they treated? They are literally crammed in like sardines, as many as we can possibly fit. That means that we get a workout getting them out. Typically with most freight companies that haul containers from a port, you have a 2-hour window to unload. Once the bikes are unloaded, then they get brought into our warehouse, like you see right behind me, more of the Bolton ebikes Blackbirds that are getting prepped for shipping. Now there's still more work to do on these. We don't get to slap a shipping label on and send these out the door. We actually open every single box that comes to our facility, do an inspection, and sometimes we install some final parts, depending on which model it is. Now if you go back and add all of these things up, you can see how the lead times can be so unpredictable when we are pre-ordering or pre-selling bikes. Right now, for example, we are working on a summer batch of the Bolton ebikes Blackbird. Now, I already told you that some parts have lead times of a year or even more, which means that if I'm selling bikes for 3 months from now, I've actually ordered many of those components 9 months ago, if not longer. And if any one of those parts is late, it will delay the entire shipment. Over the last 5 years, we have seen many new e-bike companies pop up and get started. It's my personal opinion that that's going to get cut back a little bit. So it used to be a year ago, if you could call a manufacturer up and say, I want a new electric bike made, and the lead time was a few months, you could put out the money, maybe you do a pre-order, maybe not, but within a few months you can get your money back. If somebody wants to start an e-bike company today and the manufacturer tells them that they can have their bikes 12 to 18 months from now,
I don't think so.
Now again, I wanted to provide even more value in this video to members of Bolton Labs. That's what we call our membership. You can click that join button below this video if that's something you're interested in. And here's some of the information that the members are going to get. I'm going to share with you 2 new versions of something similar to the Blackbird e-bike that we're working on for this year. I'm going to give you a quick update on our next aftermarket part that is being manufactured right now in-house, and we're bulking up on inventory so we can release those for sale. Let's just give you some of the exciting news. I do not have anything to show you yet, so please don't ask any more information about this at this point in time, but these are things that we are actively working on. Number 1, and second, I've had many people ask for a bike that's somewhere between the Foxbat and the Blackbird. If you're new to e-bikes and want to understand more about how they work, where they come from, then I definitely recommend checking out this video on which e-bike motor is best for you.